Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here with me today, I have a veteran offensive lineman for you guys to meet. His name is Tunde Fatukasi, offensive lineman out of Bowling Green. Nice to have you, sir.
Thank you, thank you. It's good to be here. It's good to be here.
Yeah, get a chance to interview some guys from the MAC every once in a while. And so, of course, you were there for quite some time previously at Rutgers. We'll talk more about your history, man. But start us at the beginning, if you don't mind. How long have you been playing football?
I've been playing football most of my life since I was about 6 years old. It was just a time where me and my brothers went to a practice one time and we just practiced for the first time. The coaches liked it, and from that day, football has took over ever since then.
Cool, cool. And so I think a lot of people are familiar with your last name of Fatukasi because I swear there's every single year there's a person with that last name in college football. Uh, you talked a little bit about the family there. Can you give me some idea of that family dynamic there?
Um, it's just three brothers who's playing football whose last name is Fatukasi. That's pretty much it for real.
Yeah, I
Same
got you.
bloodline,
Um,
same bloodline, same genes,
uh,
you know.
and I know there's at least one guy in the league with that last name. I just didn't know if there was like a direct, you know, relationship there or what.
Yeah, he's actually my brother, Foley Fatukasi. So, and I have another brother, Olakunle Fatukasi. So,
Cool, cool. Want to take us to your high school days, actually. I mean, again, you've been playing the game for a while and had established yourself at Erasmus Hall there in New York uh, as an offensive lineman. But also during your time there, did a little bit of basketball as well. So, talk to me about you and your high school days, if we can kind of, recollect that time.
my high school days, was a good time. Being in high school, I was in a marching band. We used to play in St. Patrick's Days parade. I used to play the toms. I used to play the snare. Playing the snare was nice. Seeing everybody come out for St. Patrick's Day for these celebrations was nice. We're going to E-Hall, Erasmus Hall, winning two championships back to back of my junior and senior year. That was a time to not forget because, you know, winning those two championships, it's very rare to win two high school championships, with the people you love, the people that you grinded with, sweated tears with, is the people you really grew up with for real. And I take those moments in because these moments is valuable because you can always think back, and see okay, how can we have do this better? How can we have elevated this time better? It's all about growth at the end of the day. So
Cool. So I would imagine with a couple championships in high school, probably had a whole lot of college scouts, scouting your teammates as well as yourself. So I mean, talk about the recruiting, man, and you ultimately ended up going with Rutgers, staying a little close to home. So talk to me about that time period.
Rutgers was my last offer, I believe, going to Rutgers behind my brother because he was there as well. It was a good time. Rutgers was a good time because you're learning a lot. You're learning the game of football. You're learning schemes. You're enjoying the locker room. A lot of good food out there. Jersey Mike's. It's a lot, and Rutgers is not too far from New York. So going from there and back home and everything was just easy for me. I wanted to be close to home. I didn't really want to go nowhere too far. So that was the Rutgers experience, and it was great. because the locker room, building real relationships, helping the younger players that came in, studying film with the coaches, the staff. I love being around that strong locker room. Greg Schiano, he was a good man. I loved him. I loved everything that he provided in that culture, in that locker room. Getting guys ready to go to the NFL. The weight room, the grind, that everything had happened. It was something that I will never forget.
You were at Rutgers for a little bit, but you ended up transferring. You go out to Bowling Green, where you have been for the past few years. Talk about that whole transfer portal business, man, because I know for some people, like it's trying time, trying to figure out like where you're going to end up landing. So, I mean, you enter yourself into the transfer portal and you land there, Bowling Green there in the MAC. Talk through that process.
Um, it's all about timing, honestly. I wasn't rightly timed to play when I wanted to play, so I just said, okay, like I'm into the portal, and it was a blessing for me to get that Bowling Green offer because I've learned a lot from Rutgers to Bowling Green. I cherish both these moments for the rest of my life because it's all about growth and it's all about meeting new people, making new connections, and seeing the world differently. Because being I'm from New York and I'm in school in Ohio, so being from New York, you're from the city. You see the lights, you see everything, and coming to Ohio, it's more southern. You drive around, it's more peaceful. You're relaxing, you're going on drives, having a good time. The people's lovely out here. Very nice people out here. Very lovely people. The environment is chill, very nice and quiet. You could take your mind off a lot of things here, off a lot of things. And a lot of people don't realize that, I don't know why, honestly. I really don't know, but for me, it's very peaceful. You can relax. You get things done. You get your work done. You can focus on how to be a productive person, how to be a productive man, because it's all about growing up at the end of the day.
Yeah, I
So that's
mean,
pretty much.
little bit of a culture change. You just kind of talk through there. I mean, because you have like the busyness, the congestive, claustrophobic feel of being in the inner city of New York, and so things are a little bit more wide open. You say it's Southern, and I know you mean well, but Southern is much more Southern. But I mean, obviously, you're talking more so about just being a little bit more open, a little bit more comfortable. And so you get yourself really into the mix there as a starting offensive lineman. And over your time, man, I mean, you've actually shown that you have some versatility to your game. You have a guy who can play tackle, but can also play guard on both sides of the line. So, talk me through a little bit of that experience that you've had.
Um, some of the experience that I had, me personally, it's all about just getting on the field at the end of the day. It's all about wanting to be the best player on that field, and then at the end of the day, for me, um, and my job and for my organization, Bowling Green, is to know my role, and which is, whatever coach wants me to play, whether it's left guard, whether it's center, whether it's left tackle, I'm gonna go there and play and work at it to be that best player on that field. It's been situations where some guys has left. You know, I had to. I was in situations where I had to change my positions mid-season to play that position. I feel like I've done exceptionally well due to the situation, and it's just things like that that I feel like I could bring to the table. In terms of Tunde, go play right guard. Okay, coach, I'm gonna work at it. What's the plays? I'm gonna go to right guard. Tunde, go to right tackle. Okay, coach, let me go practice at it. 1-2 step. Tunde, go to center. Okay, coach. Mike. You got it. These are things that you have to know and be as an offensive lineman. Excuse me. Um, and just taking ownership in that role, because a lot of people could go down. A person could mess up their ankle, could mess up their knee, and I feel like if you only know how to play that one position, it doesn't really, as for me, I don't know about other people. This just as for me. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've proven your, I guess, more willingness and adaptability to do whatever coach is asking you to do. And so you go out there, you have played multiple positions. I do believe, when you go on PFF, most of your starts have been at left tackle. But I don't know, man. I don't know how the pros are going to look at you. I mean, maybe perhaps they want to keep you there or, shift you around a little bit, but very effective there at left tackle for Bowling Green these past few seasons. Talk about you as a player. What do you feel are perhaps some of your physical and mental attributes that you bring to the game?
Um, let's start with attributes. Mental attributes I bring to the game is just, life is hard for a lot of people. A lot of people is going through a lot, but people don't really care. But it's for people like us that's in the locker room to bring those people up in those time of needs. You get what I'm saying? It's to really value those moments and those times where, let's say somebody at home, mom is going through something, or let's say somebody's not getting the reps that they want on the field. It's for people like me or somebody else to go up to, like, hey, like step it up, let's go, bro, like, or hey, bro, like, is everything good, like, you get what I'm saying? Because those times right there, that little 1 second that you talk to that person or whoever could really change their mental about their day, or or kids, families, aunties, uncles, mentally, this game is all about getting better. It's all about growth. You got to see the person next to you. If you see them falling or anything, you got to encourage them to do better. You got to encourage them to, hey, bro, if somebody that can do 200 pounds but is doing 100, hey, bro, you got to do 100, bro. You got to bump that. You know what I'm saying? You have to encourage, and especially for the young guys behind us. We have to set an example for the people behind us, because they always looking. The kids is always looking at us. You know what I'm saying? Do no matter however you want to put it, the kids is always looking at us. You have to always set an example, and for them, and always be there for them mentally. Physicality wise, what I bring to the game, I try to be a dominant player as every play, whether it's zone, whether it's pass blocking, whether it's me trying to pull. I always try to really give that running back a solid edge, to either get a touchdown or get a first yard. My detailed preparation it can be better, but I feel like it's there, and I take ownership in everything I do. My grit, my toughness, my attitude, and bringing everybody as one together. With my offensive linemen, they help me, through everything. So
Yeah, some of the other notes that I have is, again, just to kind of add on to what you've already said, an offensive lineman with solid technique, knows how to use his hands and drop back into his pass sets very well. Some good overall strength, who's able to utilize that on the field effectively. And mobility. Mobility is key for offensive linemen. I think a lot of times people see like these bigger guys, but they just can't move. And you really need to do that, when you're asked to go out there and move, whether it be in zone or what have you. So, Tunde, this past season, I know wasn't exactly the best thing for Bowling Green, but you did get a chance to go out there, have some good moments nevertheless. So I kind of want to walk through at least a couple of them, if you don't mind.
yeah.
The one that really stands out for me, at least within your conference, was a matchup against Toledo, man. I mean, you're matching up against one of your rivals there, where you were able to actually get the better of them this past season. So ended up winning a tight matchup, 28-23. Can you walk me through maybe a little bit of that game?
The Toledo game was a great game because I believe we was down. We was down for 2, 3 years to Toledo for at least 3 years now, I believe, and won the game. So, man, us when you look at that game and you see those two matchups and you see how Toledo brings the movement up front. You see how the twist games, the stunts, the pressures, and you see how we stop that, and you see how the game just flows. You'll realize that game was a great game because Toledo had a lot of good runs and a lot of good plays that we didn't stop. You know what I'm saying? But staying for me as offensive lineman, I look at it as like, okay, how do I stay in a double team with this guy? Or how, let's say if it's a zone play, how do I get this guy to the next gap for this running back to get a first yard? The fans, whew, the fans was lovely that game. It was a packed crowd, sold out game, music bumping, everybody, just just into it, guys going at it, chirping, the chirping before the game. Oh man, the Toledo versus BG game is both of those games right there. It just shows the battle up north and the battle of I-75. That and what I believe.
Right. Well, I mean, certainly able to go out there and prove some, good mental toughness, some good physical toughness to go out there and deliver against a solid opponent. And then also wanted to chat through the last game you had of your college career. You were able to go out there and absolutely demolish UMass. Ended up putting up 45 points against them. So talk to me, man. I mean, you guys were able to be dominant out there. 278 yards rushing in that game, man. Completely killing it up front. So talk through that matchup.
UMass game, my last game was a great game. UMass, they play like heavier techniques. They play to like anchor gaps and everything, and you have to force the one-on-one wins with them. The atmosphere was great. Um, so that week we was really trying to train for like the combination of blocks and like climbing to the backers on time, and that's something that I've been working on throughout the week. But on the other hand, we did rush for almost, I think, 250 yards. We was rushing that ball. The running back was rushing it. I'm not gonna lie to you, but UMass front was
278
pretty
total. That's what it was. 278. It was
278. We could have got 300, but
maybe.
but that game was a great game. Ended my senior year, with a win and everything. And UMass wasn't, in my eyes, wasn't a bad team either. They had some good plays as well. Their coaching was really well, honestly, in my opinion. They had a good quarterback who's really controlling that offense. They had a good, yeah, I believe they had a good offense, a decent offensive line as well. And that's just in my opinion.
Great. Well, certainly able to go out there one last time and finish things off and show people what you're truly made of, and then you're able to walk away. Want to give you an opportunity to shout out a couple of your teammates there at Bowling Green. I know there's a lot of people that you depend upon to help run that unit out there. So the guys to your left, your right, people in the backfield, who's there at Bowling Green?
I shout out my offensive line coach, Coach Nosal. I shout out Coach White, Brian White. I shout out Coach Scott Leffler, Coach Eddie George. I shout out everybody from the training staff, the whole organization, from Rutgers to Bowling Green, the trainers, athletic directors, coaches, you name it. I shout everybody out, my teammates, my brothers. I shout everybody that's on that Bowling Green roster. Shout them all out. You shout everybody out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear you. Uh, Real quick, what's it like to play for Eddie George? I'm sitting here thinking, I remember watching him as a player. Um,
Mhm.
what's the vibe that you get from like the time that you spent with him? Like, you think that he's going to be able to, maybe eventually get a MAC championship with Bowling Green?
Getting a MAC championship, in my belief, he definitely will get. He definitely will definitely try to make a CFP run, the college football playoff run, in my eyes. Coach Eddie George have installed a culture of grit, attitude, and toughness, and learning how to respond in situations and through adversity, through winter workouts, through camp, through summer workouts, through everything. He has installed a culture of giving it your all every time you step on that field or every time you step in that weight room. You have to give it your all every time you step in the meeting room as well, and everything you do. His philosophy is guts, gumption, understanding, tenacity, and sacrifice. You have to know what you're willing to sacrifice for this game that you love, and you have to have the gumption and understanding, tenacity to have the grit to get what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
This this the culture that he's installed and just the leadership role that he's has been very very excelling, and I believe in my eyes that this team would definitely be in the college football playoffs in the near future.
Cool. Well, definitely something to keep in mind these next coming years. Uh, Tunde wanted to take a moment to meet you a little bit off the field. Of course, sitting there sporting a New York Yankees hat. I don't know if you're a Yankees fan or not, but certainly representing New York there. Anything else about you that you want to share? I mean, you shared a little bit earlier about how you were part of a marching band back in the day. So, any interesting fun facts? Anything more you want to share? Go for it.
Fun facts, yes, I was in a marching band, did a little drumming here and there. We actually had a practice one day, and this practice was a good practice. Helmets was flying around, guys was hitting. It was a very yeah, New York. This New York hat. I like hats. I'm starting to like hats right now, so I'm just starting a little hat collection. I got I believe two green New York hats, a black one, a white one, two Phillies hats, and I think I have three Mexico hats, I believe. So I'm just starting a little hat collection.
It's fine. Everybody's got their own little thing that they do that or they collect. So I mean, whichever, it's all good. Uh, Couple of interesting, silly questions to throw your way. So I kind of picked out a few of them before we started rolling here, and wanted to go ahead and give you some of them. So just play along. So. Uh, for a guy in New York, oftentimes I'm thinking maybe there's a nice bagel joint, maybe a coffee shop to frequent every once in a while. Is that you? Is that something that you do? Like, is there a place out there up at home that you often go to, or what?
Yeah, there's some nice boardwalk stores and everything. Nice pizza. You'll get a nice bagel with cream cheese, toasted with everything bagel. Yeah. You'll get a nice pizza with cheese, pepperoni, thin crust, New York style pizza.
All right, all
Yeah.
right. You a coffee guy or no?
Starting to be. I like iced coffee.
Good, good. I mean, it's a little different with the weather getting a little colder. Usually I kind of like those things when it's a little bit more warm outside. I don't know, to each their own. Like if you want to try that during the winter time, it's up to you. So,
Yeah.
um, let me see here. Bucket list vacation, man. Where would Tunde want to go? Maybe want to visit? Is there like a country or a destination maybe that one day you want to get a chance to go somewhere or what?
I would love to go to Dubai and just go there on the beach and just relax for like a couple hours, and go there, take a drive around the city, you know, and just look at the skyline. I'm a big skylines guy. I like looking at different types of cities and everything.
So
And
is
just
it that is it the view of some of their buildings are out there that you're really referring to? I mean,
it's
because
just,
I think that they have a lot of massive structures out there. Um, I was sitting here thinking like, why Dubai, man? Like I wouldn't necessarily think that like immediately like when I want to go to the beach.
yeah.
But again, if that's a place that suits you because of like how it looks, then sure, I guess that works for you. So, um, you're in college for a while, man. Do you get your degree already? Talk to me.
I definitely got my degree in liberal studies. Um, yeah,
So, was it just kind of a liberal studies, degree, like general studies, something of that
liberal,
nature?
liberal, liberal studies, minored in communications and leadership.
Gotcha, gotcha. Um, you have a favorite teacher that you've had over the years? Anybody who you really enjoyed their class?
It was a leadership class in college. His name was Brian. Yeah, Professor Brian. He was a good guy, good mentor during the whole class, and just learning different things about communication, being a leader, helping out guys that surround you, and just things like that, honestly.
Gotcha. And shifting gears a little bit more so football wise, aside from the fam, who are you a big fan of, man? Like, is there a guy at the next level, maybe offensive lineman who maybe like to try and model your game after, or just somebody you're a big fan of, maybe even a team? So who's that for
I kind of like Joe Thomas.
you? Who
Joe
doesn't?
Thomas. I don't know. I don't know who doesn't. But Joe Thomas' technique and his raw strength and talent is just different to the game, honestly. I believe. In terms of teams, I really don't have a favorite team. I apologize. I don't really have a favorite team,
No, it's
honestly.
fine. I would imagine your favorite team is the team who signs you and gives you an opportunity. You'll be a fan of them immediately. So, as we wrap up our time here, Tunde, tell everybody once again the type of player you are. What you would be bringing to the table if a team signed you, draft you, and brought you in. So, go ahead and close with your thoughts.
Um, if you're signing me or drafting me anything, if you look at my film, if you look at who I am as a player in the locker room, I bring consistency, positive energy, professionalism, upbringings, good energy, in the locker room. I'm not there to just be there. I'm just there, because The locker room is where a lot of us grew up at. You live in the locker room, honestly. You build those relationships. You get better in the locker room, honestly. I take pride in building real relationships, helping younger players with technique, helping younger players hold other players accountable for their things, and I believe some players, could hold me accountable for what I'm doing because, we're all trying to get better. Showing up at time, helping coaches out, helping things out in general in the facility, As offensive lineman, I bring reliability, intelligence, physical dominance, raw strength. I understand what it takes to be at the highest level. I wanted to communicate, when you're at center on the same page. I've played every position and the situations where I was put in the position, I feel like I've excelled, even though there's always work to do and you can always get better at what you're doing. I'm always willing to take that step. I'm always willing to get coachable, even if it's the littlest thing, even if it's just something about my gloves not being tight the wrong way. I'm willing to learn those little things. I'm willing to learn and adapt to any environment I'm in. I'm just ready to be detailed and everything. I'm just ready, and it's going to take a lot for me to get ready, if you get what I'm saying. Um
Sometimes all you got to be is ready, man. And I think that that's all that a coach really asks you to do. And you have been ready for every opportunity that's been given to you. Showcased some good versatility on the field, playing a lot of these different positions. Also showing, as you had mentioned, good character on and off the field. A guy who obviously also knows, how to deliver sound technique in what he's asked to do. So, Tunde, pleasure talking to you, man. And I want to wish you all the best. Okay.
Thank you.
Sure thing. Once again, I got Tunde Fatukasi, offensive lineman at Bowling Green. Check him out.